Welcome to the HR Happy Hour Work Break. You are here with Trish and Steve. Hey, Steve Bose.
Hey, Trish McFarland. Welcome back. Good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm going to take off my glasses because can I start out by saying I was on vacation for a week. I really did not work. I worked, I think, a total of 5 minutes, maybe 5-10 minutes.
Seems
at one
excessive,
point.
but okay.
No, it was necessary, but anyway. But I had my prescription glasses and a pair of readers. Lost them both on the trip. So now I'm down to so I'm going to take off my super glaring glasses that are just little cheapos. And
some people as they get on in life, they put the string or the beads attached to the glasses around the neck. I've seen that move, and that way you don't lose them.
I'm not even kidding. That's okay. I didn't think of that. You're right. No, you're right. I should do that because so I had the prescription ones on, and I was in the airport. On the way to Hawaii, I had them sitting on my head because I do this move a lot,
that's a baller move.
I somehow made it. I made it all the way to baggage. Don't know where they went. I didn't even know where to look. So it wasn't even go back and look for it.
That's like the glasses equivalent of putting the Starbucks coffee on the roof as you get into the car and then driving off without grabbing it back down.
I have to tell you what, though, I am a big fan. I had bought them through a direct from China eyeglasses website. And so it was so easy.
Who doesn't?
I can tweet that out. I just ordered 2 pair of progressive bifocals and my sunglasses, all for $176. So
that would have, maybe just under 1,000 RMB. So well done.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So anyway. So listen, lots to talk about. So I was in Hawaii. I don't want to belabor I was just in Hawaii for a week, but I had never been. Have you been?
I have not.
Okay. You need to go. It's really lovely. But my only 2 tips I would give people is don't do everything the tourist sites, because there's lots of sites. When you go somewhere new, you always look and say what are you supposed to do? Don't do all that. Don't do all that. Just wander. I think vacationing is better when you just kind of wander around a little bit.
Yeah.
And find your own happy place there.
It's good to have some unstructured time. It reminds me, I was reading kind of this research study about improving things more in general. How do you improve processes? And the remarkable tendency to add things to a process. And one of the examples they did in the experiments was they gave a vacation itinerary to a bunch of students who were members of the experiment. They gave 1,000 students this vacation itinerary, right? Okay. All these places to do. Said, please improve this itinerary. What would you do to improve this itinerary? It was an open-ended question, and something like 80% of the students added things to the itinerary. Yeah. And only 20% actually removed things in order to improve the experience. So you're saying maybe reduce some of those things and you'll have a better overall experience.
I would agree. Yes. Be the 20%, right? So yeah, if you go online, you can find really structured itineraries for any vacation, right? I would say, honestly, close your eyes, pick one and be okay, I'm going to do that. Maybe one more. That's it. Everything else. The other thing I wanted to say too is you sort of think Hawaii is a very expensive place to visit. I was reading on a lot of the groups I joined on Facebook about it. And, for a couple, 2 people to do a luau, for example, it's almost $500. Now, I'm not, a big spender when it comes to that sort of stuff. I like to do things more frugal, but if it's really worth something, I will pay to do it. But I'm sitting there, it was each activity that people list out. It was take a helicopter tour of the volcanoes. That's another $1,000 if you do, everything was $500 and up. And even at the hotel, I thought, one thing I really want to do is see Pearl Harbor. And you look on the website, it's free. You can go for free. You just have to get the ticket, right? And that's very difficult to do, as we're learning. It's because it's free. So I was staying at a Hilton property, and I'm really mad at Hilton for this, by the way. I'm going to tweet at them. No, you go to their little activity desk, and it was $51 a piece for a ticket to go see Pearl Harbor. What normally would be free. So not only are you paying a ton of money to stay at this vacation property, they're going to then, I can understand charging you a little bit, but $51. Anyway, I was no way. Wow. Went and stood in the standby line at 7:30 in the morning. and it opens at 8:30, I think is the first boat that takes you over. And by the third boat, I was on for free.
So so your little Pearl Harbor price gouging, what were they going to do? Like get you to the front of the line? That was the $50?
No, it was to get you a ticket to just to go. And so my point being, don't always just buy what your hotel offers, or like there are other ways, right? Find another way, because it was still possible to go and to go for free. But I think if you're not aware of it and, you know, you get to a strange place like that, you don't know. So you wind up, I think a lot of people wind up spending a lot more money, especially in a place like Hawaii. We were on Oahu, so Waikiki, Honolulu, that sort of thing. And most of the things that we enjoyed doing, I spent like $10 on, it's called the Gypsy app. Drives you around the island, shows you these secret little secluded beaches and whatnot. Way better time. Way better time. Not spending a ton of money.
Yeah, well, good. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know much of Hawaii other than Hawaii Five-0 and Lilo and Stitch.
Lilo and Stitch, right?
Both of them. Yeah, they're great. But that's it.
Did you ever watch like Jurassic Park or Lost? Or
I mean, I've seen a couple of the Jurassic Park movies, I guess. Lost.
They were all filmed there. I went to the ranch where those they filmed so many movies and TV shows over there. Like you just don't even. Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore in 50 First Dates. That was filmed there. Just tons of them. So it's beautiful, beautiful. But anyway, hey, enough about vacationing. I was going to ask you what you watched last night. Did you watch sports? Did you watch the Billboard Music Awards?
Last night.
Did you watch the American Idol finale? It was a big night.
I would say I mostly was in on sports. It was a big sports weekend for the NBA. The NBA playoffs started this weekend, the proper playoffs. There was a little bit of NASCAR. We talked about NASCAR on the podcast we just recorded a few minutes ago.
We did.
Watched a little bit of that. I did not see the ending of that. So I was definitely sports oriented. I'll say it that way. English Premier League final day of the season was this weekend as well. So that's what I was in on.
Yeah, I watched some of the Chelsea game. My son was very unhappy with that outcome. So there was a lot of yelling at my house while the game was on. But yeah, I
was pleased my Liverpool Reds finished fourth, or actually finished third, qualified for the Champions League. And so shout out to the Reds. There
you go. Yeah. Well, listen, I did watch the end of American Idol. American Idol was back. I hadn't really watched it for many, many years, but I don't know, out of boredom, not much else on. I watched it this year, and really good story. It came down to two guys. Chase Beckham actually won, and Willie Spence came in second, but two guys who are just like really deserving young men who have like really just done a lot to help their communities and really better themselves. And the guy that actually won, he's a country music, primarily singer, 24 years old, from California. He's a forklift driver and struggled with
in-demand skill right now. So he's got a fallback plan is what we're learning here.
He does.
If music doesn't work out, he will have no problem being employed.
He does. But yeah, I guess he's 24, but he had like an alcohol problem and he kind of overcame that. And then he went and just tried out and won. And now he's changed his whole life. I guess the reason I bring it up is, you know, if there are lots of dreams we probably all have of like what you would do. Like if you didn't have your current job, what would you do? Do you have like a true dream job? Like if you just everything fell into place, what would you go do? What would you be?
Besides forklift driver? Besides that?
A forklift driver.
Well, no, see, that's a hard one because most people, at least a lot of guys, would say, oh, I want to be a football player or a baseball player. Which is, you can't do that. You have the physical limitations that you're not going to be able to transcend. So,
well, I think that's more like if you're a young boy, that's a young boy's dream. You're a man. You're a grown man.
I want to be like Don Draper in Mad Men. I want that kind of a job.
Oh, like advertising, like a high-powered advertising.
Put on the gray suit, go do the pitch to the client, you know. Yeah.
I think you'd be good at that. All right. Anybody looking for an advertising guy? Like, let's hook Steve up with his dream job.
One of my favorite books I ever read was Confessions of an Advertising Man or Confessions of an Ad Man. I can't remember exactly what it's called, by David Ogilvy, who's Ogilvy, right? Advertising, Ogilvy and Mather. It's a great, great book. If anybody's it's not just for an advertising, just for business and leadership and kind of a cool Mad Men era kind of story. Confessions of an Ad Man. I highly recommend it.
You know what I think? I'm just like off the top of my head. I think we should do like a series every now and then where one of us goes and gets to work in an industry that we just have always dreamed of working in. Wouldn't it be fun for you to like shadow a CHRO at a big ad agency or something one day? Or yeah,
we can call it like middle-aged intern. Go. You like that?
I love it. Middle-aged intern. Write that down. So I have two. I've always wanted a job in like fashion design somehow, like again, like a big fashion house, or not with like models, but like actually draw. I can draw fairly well. So yeah, designing fashions, kind of seeing how that works. And my other one, I've always wanted to do this, and I think maybe someday I will, maybe when I retire from this world we're in currently. I love working with the elderly, and I would love to work in a facility for like Alzheimer's patients.
Okay.
Getting them, I want to be like, like the cruise director on a ship that gets everybody's activities. And like, I want to be the activity planner for Alzheimer's patients. That would be like a dream job for me.
That's noble. Yeah.
I just think, you know what? my grandmother had it, and I relate really well to people like who communicate differently than I do. And so I think that would be a fun job. So yeah, we need that. Middle-aged interns. Let's do it. Let's do this job. So, hey, listen, one final thing. I mentioned briefly the Billboard Awards. Any guesses on who won the most Billboard Awards? You're not a pop music kind of guy, are you?
I'm not. So I'm going to, Drake, is he?
No, but he got some special award. He did get recognition. So good there. The Weeknd. Are you familiar with The Weeknd?
Yes, I know him as The Weeknd, but yes, I'm familiar with him.
There you go.
I know that one song.
You know his Blinding Lights, I'm sure, right? Yeah. Anyway, no, he won 10 Billboard Awards.
In my brain.
Yeah, he won the most. Pop Smoke won 5. I'm not really a big Pop Smoke person. BTS, Korean pop band that my daughter loves, who I've seen in person. I think I'm a BTS ARMY person now. I'm like a fan. Anyway, they got 4. And
I think they need about 4 more guys in that band to fill that out.
And Bad Bunny also won 4. The reason I think those two are kind of interesting to me, the BTS and the Bad Bunny, because Bad Bunny sings in Spanish. And BTS sings almost all of theirs in Korean, some in English, but mostly Korean. So it's interesting to me. I like seeing that, you and I talk a lot about diversity, inclusion, and belonging and all these things. It's interesting to see that from a music perspective in our country, I think we're making a turn, right? If we're now having lyrics in other languages becoming so mainstream that they're actually beating out many of the English speaking performers.
I think that's awesome. It's way more diverse than sure. Yeah, certainly it was 10, 20 years ago. Absolutely.
So anyway, I thought that was kind of cool. The last one is Pink. You know Pink?
Yeah, of course.
Roughly. She got the Icon Award. So, kind of a lifetime achievement for Billboard artists.
Way overdue.
Yeah, she's really good. Anyway, all right. Listen, everyone, thank you for joining us. As always, it's good to be back with you, Steve Bose.
Great to be back. Well,
I know.
I've been here, but you're back.
Thanks to my friend George Larac for filling in for me. I was nervous. You guys have great chemistry. I thought he's taken over my spot.
You may be in trouble.
I know. It was good. I did watch. I watched the first 2 on replay, and then the last one I was actually at the airport getting ready to board a plane whenever you were recording the Friday one. So anyway, good stuff as always. Everyone, please continue to watch us. We'll be back on Wednesday at noon Eastern. And if you have anything you want us to talk about, tweet us, and we will see you then. Bye for now. Have a good day.